Hey guys, it's Lindsay here, your stress mastery coach, and I wanted to share some insight and some thoughts because I have heard loud and clear here lately that stress at work is what is weighing you down. Now, not to say that there is not other stress. It's everywhere. But stress at work seems to be something right now that is weighing heavy on people. So I want to be able to give you a few quick tips of ways that you can master your stress at work and start having some fun. Don't let yourself get caught up in all of this other noise and the mess that is around you. It doesn't have to affect you. You get to choose that. So that's what I want to share with you today. So we have all been there. We have all been dreading waking up to go to work in the morning, like Mondays, any day. You may be dreading it. Or you find yourself at the end of the day going, what did I get done? Gosh, I feel like I should have done more. I need to stay because I didn't get anything done. But who wants to feel like that? Like, that is not what we are put on this earth to do, is to worry and to stress. Now, the stress reaction is natural. But just because you feel stress doesn't mean that you are stressed. You are not stressed. You are feeling that way. You are feeling anxious or you are feeling tired. It doesn't mean you are anxious or you are tired. And those are very important things to remember. It's a distinction that can be really powerful and as you are shifting your idea around stress. But outside of winning the lottery and moving to a deserted island, how do you get around it? How do you get past it? So that's what I want to share with you. I've got 3 quick tips that you can start implementing today at work to start mastering your stress. So the first one that you can do is to focus on a better feeling thought. If you are getting frustrated, you're getting sad, you're getting disappointed, whatever that feeling may be, the longer you hold on to it, the longer it's going to affect you. It's science. Think about how long a thought is up in here. Your brain controls everything. Your brain is going to control how your body feels. So the longer you're holding on to a thought that doesn't serve you or a thought that's weighing you down emotionally and energetically, the longer it's going to affect you. And if you hold on to that for a long time, it will physically affect you. Muscle aches, high blood pressure, poor eating habits, all of those things are triggered by stress. But when you are having a feeling that you don't like, so again, that frustration, that anger, sadness, anxiety, if you have a thought that you don't like, pick a new one. It doesn't have to be rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. It doesn't have to be that far. It doesn't have to be all of a sudden you flip a switch and you're happy. But pick a thought that is energetically a little bit better than the one that has you stressed out. It doesn't mean that one goes away. It doesn't mean that you just get to ignore it. But if you know it's there, why sit with it? What is it serving you? What makes you feel better about you to be suffering with it? I heard a quote when I was going through my coach training that pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. That really stuck with me, and I feel like this, when we're talking about stress at work, pain is inevitable. We will experience pain. We don't have to suffer through it. So you get to make that choice. So when you are suffering with this thought, pick a better feeling thought. And just try to focus on that a little bit more. Practice. I love to talk about practice. Just practice that better feeling thought a little bit longer and a little bit longer until it starts to push out that thought that you didn't like so much. So I also say you get no rewards for holding on to feelings that you don't like. It doesn't make you any better than anybody else to hold on to something that you don't like. No rewards. So the second thing, so first one was focus on a better feeling thought. Second one is remove yourself from the situation. Easier said than done, I get that, but it can work. So when you're involved in an experience and it's not productive, the emotional energies that are going on are probably dragging you down. And it's an energetic waste of your time because it's not getting anywhere. Sometimes frustration and anger and heated arguments, they can be productive. Those energies and those emotions have purpose. But when you find yourself going in these circles, whether it be with someone or whether it be with a process or a procedure, and it's just not getting anywhere, find a way to excuse yourself from the situation. So, for instance, if you are in a situation with a coworker and you're playing this back and forth of who's going to be right, if neither one of you are willing to be wrong, then you're probably never going to find a situation that's going to end well with that. So that's why I say, find a way to step away. Politely say, you know what? It sounds like we're probably just going to have to stop here, or else we're going to continue to do this. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So find a way to politely excuse yourself. As long as you feel confident in your actions and they feel aligned with who you are, with your values, being aligned with your values, then how they feel is up to them. Last one, change how you are communicating. So if you find that that you struggle with communication, you have a choice. So it's important for you to know your audience. So you may have heard that, you may not, who knows. But knowing your audience, recognizing and acknowledging how those people are going to receive your message. Now, some people feel like this may be like catering to someone, or maybe you're not. Some people will sometimes say that, well, I'm not being honest if I'm not just giving it like it is. There are ways to give it like it is and still deliver it in a way that speaks most directly to the person receiving the message. So it's not about your intention sometimes, it's about how it's received. So while it's important to have good intention for your message, it's also about how that message is being received. And at work, most often, there can be a lot of stresses and there can be a lot of emotions that go into how people are receiving a message. So it's important to know your audience. And when you can open your mind up to recognize that how you receive a message and how you learn is not always going to be how everybody else learns, then you are taking some pressure off. You're taking some pressure off of you to be something for everyone. I see so many leaders get so frustrated and so stuck in their lane of communication because they think that because it makes sense to them, it's supposed to make sense to everybody else. How often does that happen? Probably not very often. People comprehend things differently. People process things differently. And again, when you open yourself up to just that possibility that one, you're not going to always know how people are going to understand your message, and two, that you're willing to try different ways. I'm going to take that back. You're willing to practice different ways. Because when you say you're going to try, it means you probably think you're going to fail. But you do get to practice. And if you practice something over and over again, then you get better at it. So practicing different ways to communicate is important. So I'm going to do a quick recap. Three quick ways that you can master your stress at work. First one, focus on a better feeling thought. Start pushing that really negative and stressful thought out of the way with a better feeling thought. Simply remove yourself from the situation. If you don't feel like it's productive, if it's just spinning your wheels, start finding polite ways to excuse yourself. And then the last one is changing how you communicate. Practice different ways to deliver messages. None of it's going to be bad. The only thing that can end in failure is if you're already unhappy and you don't do anything to change it. That to me would be failure, because you're not practicing anything new. You're not giving any new opportunities to how you can have this experience. You're set in the way that it's going to suck, and that's the belief. So if you would prefer not to be stuck in that thought that it's going to suck and that work is stressful, and you want to practice some new tools, just practice these. Put them on for size. See what works and see what you think. And also know that if you do it once and maybe it doesn't work, doesn't mean that you don't get to practice it again. So continue to practice, continue to tweak these things as they work for you and your work environment. They're all going to start uncomfortable. Natural, it's new. But which feels better? The short-term discomfort of practicing something new, or the daily, weekly, monthly stress that you are experiencing now? You get to choose what it's worth to you. That's your choice. Again, you are always at choice. So if you're finding these things stressful, if it's freaking you out a little bit to even think about this, let's connect, let's talk. So I love mastering stress. I have been through plenty of stressful situations in my life. My husband lost a leg in a farm accident 6 years ago in 2014, and I had 2 small kids. I was working full time. He had multiple surgeries. I was stressed. I just became that experience. I became this person of not lightening up. So that's why I do what I do. I want to save you from that experience of allowing all of these things to pile on top of you without being able to show who you really are and without enjoying some stuff in life. So if you're finding some of these things stressful, let's connect. You've got my information because you have this video. So let's connect and let's talk about how we can work through that. So I hope this was of service to you. I hope you found value in it. I hope you get to practice this and see what works, and let me know. I would love to hear your feedback. So thanks so much for checking in, and I can't wait to see you again.